Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to first look at Arsenal told to seal £30 million transfer after Ben White deal is completed, and then we're going to look at Arsenal fans deciding next transfer as Edu closes in on £75 million triple signing. So the first transfer headline states that Arsenal told to seal £30 million transfer after Ben White deal is completed. So the reports are stating that the Gunners are closing in on one Brighton man in the shape of Ben White and have been heavily linked with his midfield teammate Yves Bissouma. Arsenal looks set to complete a £50 million transfer for Ben White from Brighton Hove Albion, but the England international might not be the only Seagulls player on Mikel Arteta's radar. The Gunners have been heavily linked with a move for midfielder Yves Bissouma. He was impressed with a series of impressive performances in the Premier League under Graham Potter. Understandably, Yves Bissouma has earned many admirers in the process, including Arsenal legend Ray Parlour, who has heaped praise on the Mali international and urged Edu and the club to make their move in the transfer market. Yves Bissouma will be superb, Ray Parlour told Talksport. I think he is efficient, he has got lots of energy, good on the ball, he is young enough to Arsenal to get 4 years out of him. While Arsenal are interested in the player, who is valued at £30 million according to CIES, Brighton may push for a higher fee for the 24-year-old. Yves Bissouma came through the ranks as renowned African Academy JMG, the same institution that developed the likes of Kolo and Yaya Toure. He earned a move to Lille before wrapping up a Premier League transfer to Brighton. He has been a fan favourite ever since, and Brighton are understandably reluctant to let go of their prize asset for a cut price fee. Arsenal are looking to recruit a holding midfielder this summer, with Mikel Arteta desperate to bolster his options ahead of the new Premier League season. Yves Bissouma seems like the ideal candidate, but with Arsenal set to fork out a large sum for one Brighton player already in this window, the club may look at other targets. The Gunners do appear to be closing in on Albert Sambi-Lokonga, who could be seen as a cheaper alternative, and the links suggest that Mikel Arteta may have already moved on from Yves Bissouma's transfer. Unless things on the transfer front takes a twist, Ray Parlour may not get his wish. So it looks like Arsenal told to seal £30 million transfer after Ben White deal is completed, and it could be in the form of Yves Bissouma for around £30 million, and Yves Bissouma was someone that Arsenal fans admired to a very large extent. That performance he performed for Brighton the whole season, because we have to remember that Brighton was so good defensively, that's why they're still in this Premier League next season, and that is heavily due to their central defensive midfielder Yves Bissouma. So that defensive record is something that has kept Brighton still in the Premier League. So there's something about Yves Bissouma's game that we should heavily be looking at, because we saw in the game versus Chelsea, even though it was a scrappy 1-0 win by Arsenal, it depends on how much that midfield is compared to the other person's midfield. The game can be won in the midfield, in my opinion. And if you have two still midfielders in the form of Yves Bissouma and Thomas Partey, I think we will have two good really midfielders, in my opinion. Very good, aggressive midfielders that we definitely need. So this nicely takes us on to the second piece of transfer news, which states that Arsenal fans decide next transfer as Edu closes in on £75 million triple signing. So the reports are stating that Arsenal supporters are dreaming of a summer transfer window to remember at the Emirates Stadium, and they hope it can be taken to an even greater level by signing James Maddison. Despite finishing a disappointing 8th in the Premier League table at the end of this 2020-2021 campaign, these are exciting times to be an Arsenal supporter. That is because the Gunners, who will face Hibernian at Easter Road in their first pre-season friendly in less than 2 weeks' time, are poised to undergo a summer transformation in terms of the first team squad. Manager Mikel Arteta, who will see his side lock horns with newly promoted Brentford on the opening day next term, his plans to complete a summer overhaul in North London, with it possible that up to 7 new signings could be made. At this moment in time, no new additions in the squad have been confirmed, but that could all soon change, as Technical Director Edu is closing to sealing a massive triple transfer soup. The Gunners are close to sealing the signings of Brighton and Hove Albion centre-back Ben White, Nuno Tavares of Benfica, and Anderlecht's Albert Sambi-Lokonga. Ben White is poised to join the Gunners in a deal worth £50 million, whilst Tavares and Sambi Lokonga are said to arrive in North London for a combined fee of around £25 million. If all three deals go through without any late issues, they will see the Gunners splash out £75 million on 3 new additions, and they have aspirations to get more signings over the line as the window goes on. Whilst Ben White, Tavares and Sambi Lokonga will bolster the centre-back, left-back and centre midfield roles respectively, Mikel Arteta still remains on the hunt for a new goalkeeper, right-back and central attacking midfielder as his top priorities. In truth, signing a new attacking midfielder is the addition that almost every Arsenal fan wants to see, as attack-minded players, understandably, often attract the most attention and earn the most excitement. In a bid to strengthen the number 10 position, Arsenal are refusing to give up on the prospect of re-signing Martin Odegaard from Real Madrid, either on loan or on a permanent deal, even though Real Madrid looks set to keep hold of him. Instead, Arsenal may turn to Leicester City ace James Maddison. It is understood that the Foxes midfielder is highly thought of by Mikel Arteta and is at the top of the list in regards to the club's search for a new attacking midfield player. Given that the Gunners are now close to kickstarting their summer recruitment drive, some Arsenal fans have taken to social media to react, with some now pleading with the club to get a deal for James Maddison over the line, even though it will cost around £60 million to lure him away from the King Power Stadium. So it looks like a lot of you guys have stated that you want James Maddison to join the Gunners. If I was to read some of your messages, you guys have stated announced James Maddison, announced Ben White, Sambi Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, Erling Haaland, Ramsdale, James Maddison and Premier League is coming home. That was one of you guys that stated that. And none of you guys have stated that Leicester have signed Daka. Can Arsenal sign James Maddison now, please? So everyone pretty much wants to see James Maddison, as some of you guys, the Gunner supporters, are eager to see Maddison added to their squad this summer in a bid to increase their attacking qualities. However, it is important to remember that Arsenal do have to cut their cloth this summer before investing heavily in the squad. Meanwhile, the likelihood of them pursuing a move for James Maddison will be slim. So we have to wait and see what happens with James Maddison. So we'll have to wait and see how Arsenal will use the summer transfer window in the end. And make sure you smash the like button to see if you can get 20 likes. Also, hit the subscribe button for more daily Arsenal news videos. Comment below if you think these are good transfer deals. And click one of the latest videos on the screen and I'll see you there.